going. Hi. All right. Maybe crush. And let's see who's here. I should put this under that. I got a little scratched up from, well, I'm always scratched up from the kitties, but I got a little scratched up from the the wildflowers too. Okay. Hey, giggles. All right. Hola, hola. Hi, Esmeralda. Wow, thank you, Esmeralda. Hi, Terry. Thank you, Terry. Hi, Chesapeake. Hi, Cheryl. Oops. Thank you, Terry. Cheryl, I'm going to put you as 3, assuming that you are participating. But I know back in the day, I wanted everybody to like greet each other first and like have some courtesy and like just first say hi before you start asking me questions. But also it was a little different. Before I started making lists, I just had people bombarding me with questions, and it was, thank you, it was a little bit hectic. And I actually, in those days, I also had, I feel like I went low enough. I had Queen Sugar was helping me, so that was also helpful. I don't know, like, I don't know. Thoughts? Good. Okay, and I got loose for $5. And I'm gonna put guacamole. She asked me to put her. I'm gonna put her as 5. I don't know what. She sometimes does 777. Okay. I think we got everybody. So I'm just gonna put Guaci at 777. And then I'll just make my little list. Okay. So we have I don't know, like I don't have any on my laptop. I don't have fun separator thingies. I don't know how it would be cute to separate. How would it be cute? Maybe little stars. Let's try that. Okay. Guaki's having dinner with her parents, so she's running a little late. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Hope I did that right. That's military, Cheryl, Los, and guacamole. Yeah, I knew you were gonna ask that. Yep, she is having dinner with her family. I can just do it like this. Ah, that's real swollen in the eyes. I'm gonna drink my fancy water. I haven't used this in a long time. I decided, hey, I'm gonna use this crystal water thingy that I got on my Goddess Provisions, which I no longer get that subscription anymore. And then the subscription button wasn't working so good because they were always sold out of everything all the time. And so I wasn't really making a commission anymore. And I liked the product, but I had to, you know, be careful on my budget. And it's just a $30 thing that I just couldn't do anymore. But I loved their stuff, and it certainly was a great way to get the channel going with all its tchotchkes and, you know, altar stuff and energies and whatnot. Okay. So you guys, I don't know if you watched my my flip through review of V Love and Crystal's beautiful Feelings and Blossom stack, but this is what we're going to highlight tonight. This is the $3 special. So you're definitely welcome to get just that. But okay, we already have we already have everything established, the first five. And starting with Esmeralda, we can use a little bit of this and even more, whatever you would like. I love I'm just checking on my recording feedback because my room is a disaster, but I'm trying to hide it. I'm trying to disguise it because I cleared out everything out of my closet, but I haven't yet organized it and put it back. And so there's just like everything is laying about in this room. And hey, Jolene. And I bought a shelf unit. I have a shelf unit in my shed, but it's a little dusty, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna buy another shelf unit. So the shelf unit is coming. It's coming Thursday, and then I'm gonna fix up my closet. And I'm so excited. This has been on my to-do list forever, and I feel like, am I actually getting this done? It's a miracle. Yeah. So feel good. I mean, spring cleaning, if you guys can do, just pick one thing, clean something, it'll feel good and make you feel refreshed. My boys are busy working outside, and the big trash came and got all of those leaves. I'm so excited about that too. So yeah, it just feels like, you know, whew. Because when you release all these unwanted things, like my wrist is clicking, then the good stuff can come in, right? So speaking of spring and cleaning, Esmeralda, what would you like for your reading? That's what I've been doing. Oh, you have to, giving things away, closet cleaning out. Nice. Yeah, I have some bags in the hallway I gotta put. Thanks for reminding me. I'm gonna put them on in my car tomorrow and take them to donate. Yeah. I'm thinking of what else I need to do. In between cleaning, I've been doing people's readings. The people, you know, if you are a member, which you guys should be, that if you're talking to me, if you're a member, depending on where you are, like Sparkles of Light, you know, you don't get a huge reading, but you're allowed a little bit, you know, maybe just like a little quickie if you need it. Mostly the benefits of being a Sparkle of Light is being able to chat on lives with me. But if you are a step up, like a Fool of Faith, you get a little oracle reading, or just like a little 5 to 10 minute message. If you are a Twin Flamer, you get an 11:11 message. So at 11 minutes and 11 seconds, a special word jumps out. That is your message for the, you know, a word anyway. The whole reading is important, but that one word can mean something special. Hey, Glucky! I barely started. I haven't even started, actually. We're just talking. And then we have the Golden Fairies, which is a 15-minute reading, and then the Platinum Pixies, which is a 25-minute reading. So it's yeah, sure. I don't know. I think I need to clean these some more. Use my little rag. My shirt didn't do it. Okay. Yes, thank you. I'm gonna pick your list because it's prettier than mine. I don't have all the cute little frills that you put. Okay, and I do want to also encourage you guys to go to any video where you see the fundraiser link and donate some more if you want to, to the Save the Children. I might add that fundraiser to a couple more videos, but it's been mainly like a spring idea, but you're definitely welcome to always come back to any of those videos to donate some more if you want to. Okay. So, here we go. So, Esmeralda, what can we do for you? Well, I want to start you off with a spring message. That'd be so pretty. Yay. Okay. Well, you paid for more than a special, but I'll definitely give you a special. Here you go. Ooh, you got tempted. I am stronger than I think. Look at that yummy bottle of wine. That looks tempting to me. But you could be tempted to do something and realize that you have willpower and you don't have to go there. Whatever it is, like, you know, if you've decided that you weren't going to drink, if you decided you're not going to, you quit smoking, if you decided that you're not going to, you know, uh, if you're like me and it's Lent and you decided to stop eating cheese, which is what I did, then you can, you know, you'll see that cheese and or pizza. Like pizza's been hard for me to avoid, and I'm looking at the pizza. I'm like, that looks pretty good right now. But just now, like by Easter, you can have pizza again. But whatever it is, you know, you definitely you have strong. You're stronger than you know. You have willpower. You can do it. But at the same time, you know, every once in a while, an indulgence is okay. And the other thing about this makes me feel like you are temperance. Like, just because there's something that's there that seems a little bit, that's a little tempting, doesn't mean you have to overindulge in it. It just means that you want a little taste of it or drink or whatever. That's okay. This is just saying you are strong enough to be temperance, to not overindulge, right? To not overdo it. Okay, so a little bit of anxiety might be going along with your temptations. But this, you know what? And that's very understandable. Like you're giving yourself such high expectations. So it's important to realize you're only human, and if you mess up a little bit, take a deep breath in and say, you know, I'll just keep trying, I'll just do better, but I'm not going to like be too angry with myself if I messed up a little bit, because really the only person you're answering to is yourself, right? I mean, sometimes you have sponsors and you have like meetings and groups and things like that. And those kind of places are good to have somebody kind of to answer to, so you're saying out loud what you're doing to help keep you in check and stuff. But really, like those kinds of situations too, they're very loving, forgiving of everybody does it, you know, everybody messes up once in a while. So anyway, I don't know why I'm rambling about that. I think also though, tempted, anxious, these two together kind of almost sexy, you know. It's like excited about something, like a little bit of nervous energy, like some kind of date or romantic encounter coming up, and you're like, oh, I don't know, like I don't know if I'll be able to hold back, you know, or whatever, like whatever you might be anxious, you know, like anxious about or excited about in this connection with somebody per se, because maybe you just like them a lot and you just don't want that too much to show. It's about like having a bit of self-control. I think that's what's going on here, having a little bit of self-control. Okay, you're judging yourself too much. So instead of judging yourself, just learn more, expand your mind, find new ways to get in touch with your thoughts and feelings, and don't just judge your thoughts and feelings. You know, realize, like, look where they came from, and then give yourself a pass. Like, say, hey, I am a product of my childhood, and I give myself a free pass for being this way, whatever. Look at this though. You've got honest. I live my life with integrity. Isn't that nice? This also makes me think of a bouquet, and well, it is a bouquet. It makes me think of like of the gift card, gift, and like in the Lenormand, like I feel like a gift is coming your way. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's get some tarot too, and maybe some messages. I wish you could see. I mean, one of these days, I'm going to try to figure out like how to do like a picture kind of thing. But look how pretty the reading is. It's so colorful, so pretty. Like your third eye chakra is really tingling right now, maybe. Maybe you're having some visions. Maybe you've had some really good dreams. Look at what's on the bottom. On the bottom you have, you're waiting for something. It's like somebody's about to give you a message or some kind of invitation. Some kind of, it could be that moment, that serendipitous moment that's about to arrive. Okay, I was like, what did you see up there? You see tarot decks. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Oh, okay. You got the twin flame card flipped out. And this is not just twin flames, but it can also represent marriages and weddings, receptions, and celebrations. I mean, I really was going to say something about weddings with this bouquet. Maybe you'll meet somebody at a wedding. Is anybody in your family getting married? Maybe there just seems to be some kind of marriage energy for some reason. Like, let me hear this message. All right, let's keep going. Have you ever caught a bouquet at somebody else's wedding? I feel like that is a symbol that, yeah. Maybe you'll hear about somebody. Okay. Well, nevertheless, it's the Four of Wands is also a celebration party, so it could be any kind of get together. It doesn't have to be a wedding. Something coming up. Oh, maybe even something weird like a horror movie. Ah, interesting. Some kind of outing. Because this is my horror card, okay? This is my, for some reason, I kind of chose this image for that. This to me is called the fascination with the macabre. So it's like being able to look at something, and not turn away. And it can represent any part of horror from, like, well, like, what am I trying to say? Prosthetics and things, the mask making and the way people, like, behind the scenes designs of things, like, things that kind of look gruesome or whatever. And it can also represent the occult in general, and ghosts and paranormal activity and things like that. So something strange could be happening at some kind of like this could be just a real big social event. And that is, you know, it's so funny. um I watched Guacamole's, I was reading Guacamole's comment, and it was under the how will he propose, and or what type of wedding or something like that. It was one of those that I just posted today. And I remember one of them having to do with like a haunted house tour or something like that, something really weird. And Guacamole commented under that, and she's like, "Oh, it's really different, and I didn't expect it." Or I don't know, I don't even remember what she said, and I was like, I don't even know how those messages came out, but so something like that could come out. But anyway, nevertheless, um, it's a good energy, even though it's the Five of Cups. In my deck, it's not about sadness. It's about just being able to look at something that's kind of scary, freaky, or whatever, and be calm about it, you know, and not overreact. And you were having that, you know, you were having the temptation thing and anxiety, like maybe like worried you're going to overreact, but you're not going to overreact. You're not going to give in to those feelings. You're going to be cool about it. And the Six of Pentacles is good because there's going to be this reciprocated feeling, like whatever you put out, you're going to get back in. So I kind of get the sense, yeah, it was the old comment. It was an old comment. It's like, did Guacu? What? I don't know if that was yours, but I think it was your name. But now I'm not really sure if that was you or somebody else. But um, anyway, what I'm getting for you, Esmeralda, is an interesting kind of encounter with somebody, and it could be like Six of Pentacles always makes me think of donations and charity events and things like that. So some kind of public thing that has to do, maybe has to do with charity and horror. I don't know. But it also could represent that you're not going to be ruffled about it. Definitely feels, I mean, I swear to God, this feels like a dinner table with flowers and wine, and it feels like you're going to have some kind of a meeting up with somebody that you like, and you're a little bit anxious that they feel the same way about you, but they do. Okay, well, how about we validate this? I'm going to see what the Secret Garden says about this for more blossoms. No, it was, yeah, it was an old one. Okay. Persevere. Leave no stone unturned. So keep going. Keep going. This is definitely something that you probably don't know. You know, like you're just kind of clueless about it tonight. This is something that's going to be, I think, come up as a surprise. A little bit of a surprise. And you are going to be surprised that, and then it's like you never, you never gave up. And Spirit sees you never give up. Bloom and attract more than butterflies. You see, guys, the collective is like really blooming, just like the flowers are. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to get one of these for you. See if that helps us figure this out. Me too. I'm feeling a little clueless. I'm not sure where all of this is going. So maybe the Sacred Earth Oracle can help us out. This is take it. It's like, hello in there. Okay. I love this one. I think I'm gonna read that one. Ooh, maybe this one too. Preservation. Okay. So somebody is coming through. It's like you are attracting somebody towards you. Because you got magnetism. Who could it be? This is a nice power to have. It looks a little bit to me like the phoenix rising out of the ashes kind of energy. Attraction of opposites coming through. Being involved in a situation against better judgment. So there could be that temptation feeling that's saying, is this going to be a good thing or not? Do I deal with it? And it feels a little bit like destiny or karma is something propelling you to it, and you don't have any control, like you're being magnetized to it. You're being yeah, like a tractor beam. Or somebody's feeling that way about you. So the spiritual message here is saying, love is a magnetic force that extends from the heart of all living things. Love is both protective shield and a powerful attractor. It is at the center of the flow of your life. A word, a thought, a touch is all it takes for love to ignite. When it does ignite, it radiates from your core, stretching out beyond your horizons. So, an invisible force, a magnetosphere, extends from the Earth's center out into space, shielding the surface of our planet from charged subatomic particles that come from the sun. Did you know that? Well, I know that because I'm so brilliant to know because I'm reading something. These damaging particles are deflected towards the north and south poles, where they create the spectacular aurora borealis and aurora australis. The northern and southern lights skip across the sky in flashes of yellow, green, blue, red, and even purple. These fireworks are perhaps a celebration of the invisible forces working to protect life on our planet. Magnetism is created by the swirling motion of the molten iron around our Earth's solid iron core. Without movement, there is no magnetism. The consequences of your actions extend beyond your immediate sphere. The stronger the action, the greater the influence. Very cool. Okay, so it's about some kind of action and some kind of attraction. And it stems from your core, the core of your being. This one's really beautiful too because you can see her chakras. Do you see how it looks? It's like, oh, you live across an old haunting nursing home. Weird. Maybe there's some kind of correlation with that. Anyway, so here the chakras, you can see she's holding her sacral chakra. Her roots chakra is in the lower area that's washed out. Her solar plexus, her other hand is at her solar plexus. Her heart chakra is really glowing brightly. Her throat chakra is exposed, saying that you can trust her truth. It's bright. Her third eye chakra is lit up and it's really combined with the crown chakra, what lights up her whole being. But none of this could be happening, this amazing feeling, unless she had the strength in her core. And this could have to do with some kind of choice that you're about to make. So a choice reveals what is at the heart of an action or situation. You just had the card that says take an action, and it has to be something that comes from the heart. The closer you get to the truth, the hotter the reaction. Offset external pressure by seeking your inner calm. Wealth, relationships, joy, family, independence, status, control. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. You have your heart to answer to. Shallow compliments or an aversion to meaningful dialogue is a red flag. So beware, beware people who will just compliment, because sometimes they may have ulterior motives, and see beyond, just the surface. But there is somebody out there that's good, but I feel like there might be somebody who's not right for you that gets in the way first, maybe, and distracts you a little bit. And you're thinking, like, you're watching this, reading, thinking, oh, well, there's somebody coming. And so this next person that comes, you feel, is this the one she's talking about? But it might not be, because there could be sort of the distraction that comes before the right one. So just keep that in mind. And don't be tempted by, I hear like, all that glitters is not gold. Don't be tempted by flattery, and don't be tempted by somebody giving you money or gifts, or wooing you. There is the good wooing, and then there's the one that you start to wonder, what does this guy really want? So if you get into that moment, then just like analyze it a little bit. Anyway, don't worry about it. I think your intuition is going to be so spot on. You don't have to analyze anything too much. Don't go into anxiety, because I think your natural ability for discerning things will be super easy right now. The center of existence, the center of the universe, and the center of your being is everywhere. The center has no fixed address. Every blade of grass, every grain of sand, every starburst, every particle of you is the center. You are rise and fall of the waves of cosmic ocean. Never to be repeated, unable to be grasped, yet infinite, eternal, and omnipresent. You're only omnipresent, so no pressure. But, this is just saying you're high level spiritual soul being, and you really tap, when you are at a state of calm, you can really, really get tapped into to this higher part of you. So would you like a little bit of interesting trivia? Reaching the center of the earth would mean tunneling over 6,000 kilometers through the layers of soil, rock, molten metal, and solid iron, where the heat may be hotter than the surface of the sun. Any craft journeying to the Earth's core would need to withstand temperatures of over 5,000 degrees Celsius and bear the weight of approximately 3.6 million atmospheres. That's around 334,000 tons of pressure. At the center, the pressure equalizes and there is weightlessness. When external pressure becomes too much, go within and seek the light at your center. Humanity has never come close to reaching our planet's core, but observing Earth's magnetic field, we were just talking about, this is very connected with, so we have the core, and then we have the aurora borealis. Interesting what all this magnetism does. Seismic activity and gravitational pull give scientists a sense of what it is made of. They say you can never really know someone, but you can get a strong sense of what their heart is made of by observing their interaction with their world around them. And that's what you do. Okay, Cheryl, you're next. No. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to observe this next person, and then you'll be able to discern if this is the one that's meant for you or if it meant for you to spend time with, because you don't want to waste your time with somebody who might not be with the right frame of mind with the right intentions, right? But I think you're going to know. So you might be tempted by the wrong person initially, but then you're going to realize, oh, so you're going to recognize that. And then the right person will come around. Hope that makes sense. Oh my gosh, Esmeralda. What if all of this came true? And you'd be like, come back at me and you're like, oh my God, Cherry, everything you said was right. I'm so glad I didn't get tempted. Okay, Terry. Is that an ASMR sound? All right. Okay, special. And I'll throw in, we got the $3 Feelings in Bloom, and we can add Secret Garden or some love message or tarot, whatever you want to add, throw in with them. So let's see what's coming up for Terry. I hear somebody trying to break down the door. Now that it's warming up outside, all the doors are expanding and they're sticking a little bit harder. Now it's harder for her to barge in. The doors expand. I've been in this house so long, and I remember as a kid, yeah, the doors would expand. Sometimes they would get so big that you'd scrape the floor as you open them. So a few of the doors, my mom even cut the bottom of the door just so when in the hot weather, you could push it open. Okay. Let's see, where do we start? We have an apology. If somebody owe you an apology, I take full responsibility. Or if you feel like you owe somebody an apology, I feel like you're that that kind of person. You know, you definitely are a stand-up person. You wouldn't, you know, you wouldn't let it slide without saying something. But there could be somebody who wants to apologize to you. I got this new blouse at Rue 21. I was like, when I saw it, I just had to have it. And I went back to get it, and it was buy one, get one, 50% off. So I'm like, okay, I have to find something else that I like, and nothing I liked as much. But I did find like some sexy stuff that I might not wear in public, but I might wear for belly dancing or something. And which is something I gotta add to the list, the to-do list. Do more belly dancing. And Jolene, you sent me some video of this girl, and I'm like, yeah, I want to duet her and then shake my booty with her, but it's like my house is so full these days, and I have very little privacy, and I'm gonna try find privacy. All right, keep going with Terry's message here. What is your spring looking like, Terry? Ooh, I like this one. This one came out on my TikTok today. Frisky. Ooh. Fun is my middle name. So this is like one of those situations where go ahead, indulge, enjoy, and have fun. Be frisky, be flirty. Ooh, deja vu. I learn from familiar moments. So if you get experience that, remember that deja vu is it's the 4D at work, and the 4D there is trying to help bridge between the 3D and the 5D. It helps to remind you that there is more sometimes than meets the eye, and there's messages in the in between and in the silence and dreams and in quiet moments and stuff. So, apology and frisky and deja vu. This makes me think. So, you might be like, maybe somebody's offering an apology and you're like, wow, have we been here before? I feel like we keep going round and around. And maybe they express themselves in a sexy way and they're like, they're being really cute and flirty with you, and you like it because it's fun and it feels good, but then at the same time it's like, oh, I've been here before, I feel like I need to learn from this instead of just keep repeating this. So what's going to be different this time between us? You can ask him that, like, it's fine, we can revisit these feelings, but what's going to be different? Because I don't want to be exactly the way it was, because when it was exactly that way, something happened, something came up that made us unhappy or made us have issues or triggered us or something, and that's why now we're coming around again, because something made us end it to begin again, to come around again. And hey, what are we going to do different this time so we don't have to keep going around and around? Let's do something different this time. Let's figure out a different way to communicate, or a different way to express our frisky feelings, or whatever it is. Just this time around, try to be like a little more present and more aware. Like, you feel the deja vu and you're like, okay, I'm seeing this. I know what this is. Now what do I do about it? This is a gift from the universe. They're presenting me with this knowledge, with this awareness, but I need to know what to do with this awareness. Let's see what you need to do. All right. Well, you get a little insecure, but that's okay, because what you need to remember is not to, when you're observing yourself, don't criticize yourself and don't judge. Just embrace yourself, everything that you are, even your imperfections. And don't think that you're not enough, because you are. This is like a trigger. Sometimes your self-worth gets triggered, but you are worthy. You are enough. See, that's how you change that around. You are enough. And so now you've thought of a creative way to do this. Like, you stop the negative self-talk in the bud. You're flipping it and turning it into positive affirmations. You're creative. You're writing your own story. So it's like, my story has a happy ending, and my story has, in this story, the heroine is a girl that's like this and this and this, and it's not the cookie cutter supermodel. It's me. I'm the hero of the story. You also got blocked. I will push through. So I keep getting that message. How do you push through a block? Let's see if we can get the answer from a different deck. Who shall we ask? Hey, Queen Sugar! How are you, honey? Miss you. Pushing through a block. Let's get some tarot messages. You've got, oh, this is a good answer. Good answer. Good answer. You know how you push through blocks? Love, love, love. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need, and lots more of it, and a lot more love, and a lot more love, and so much more love for yourself and for everyone else. Just love, 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 love. You know, I mean, that is the solution. That's how you break through the blocks. Hey, guess what doesn't break through blocks? Ego, smart aleck attitudes, you know, superiority complexes, and shaming people, and putting your, you know, like, that's not self-love. Self-love is not about boosting your ego up by telling other people off, you know. It's like, that feels good in the moment, and maybe they deserve it, but truly the only way really to break through the blocks is to love, to show your love. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Now I know better now. I know what I must do. I must keep on loving you, 'cause it's the only thing I wanna do. I don't wanna sleep, I just wanna keep on loving you. Yes, look. The Lovers card came out, and that's how you get your union, and that's how you get your coming together. Come together right now over me. And I think also that Lovers card came out because Queen Sugar is here. She's pure love. Also, so, you know, water, Geminis. Oh, thank you, Queen. Not exactly, but I appreciate it. But yeah, indeed, indeed, indeed. I think that's a good reading, Terry. That's a good end to that reading. Any doubts you had before, just approach the situation with love. Unconditional love, like when Bell comes out, when the charm comes out, it's like approach everything with a Bell-like attitude, like see beyond appearances, see beyond the situation. Look at a person and don't look at them how they're treating you in the moment. Look at them as little boys who were talked down to by their parents, or little girls who struggled and whatever, you know, like see them as human, see them as your child, see them as conditioned a certain way because that's the way that they grew up, you know. And if you can do it that way, then it kind of like makes you have a sigh of relief. You know, they're like you, they're so much like you because you had those things too when you were growing up, you know. And we're just all products of all of these things that make us who we are, and we keep trying and trying and trying to be better. Like, I think the majority of us are trying. Like, there's some people out there that are just definitely not self-aware, and if those people, we were having this discussion in our group today about that, people are not, who, you know, will like attack you for believing in this stuff or whatever. And there's just a lot of people who just don't know stuff, you know, they're ignorant, or they follow a certain belief system or whatever because they don't know any better. And then there's some people who know, but they choose to, they're, you know, willful ignorance, you know, they just choose to not learn anything. So there's people who have had bad experiences, and then they go with that, and they have a prejudice because of experience, right? Welcome back. So it's important to acknowledge that, you know, acknowledge, hey, it may not be like this for everyone. It was this way for me, and that's why I have this certain prejudice towards this concept, idea, thing, whatever it is. But I'm objectively looking at it, and I'm just realize not everybody looks at it this way because it isn't the same for everybody. It's only this way for me because I've been choosing to see it this way. See what I'm saying? Anyway, I mean, you're gonna deal with people of all types. There's a lot of people you're not gonna be able to convince maybe in the moment. Like there's an interesting talk with Eckhart Tolle, and he's like, if you're faced with a person who is just not really open to hearing, your this talk about being present, this talk about being spiritual, whatever, and they want to just poo-poo it and say whatever, ignorant thing that they want to say, then let it go because they might not be ready for it. There's some people who are ready for it. They're like, on the fence people, the people that want to hear something to help them make a good decision. And if you're that person that helps provide them with good information, that's great. But do be cautious and be aware of the responsibility of the information that you have, right? Then if you're talking to somebody who just will not accept it, you watch that same person a couple of years down the line may be ready later to receive that information. All of us have been through those kinds of conditions before. I remember in high school, I took a religion class because that's a long story. But anyway, we had a month of electives, and I just got all the other classes got filled up. So had to get in that line to do the religion class. I didn't really want to do it, but wow, what an amazing class that was. I was a Catholic, and I was opened my eyes to all these other religions, and they were talking about reincarnation, and at first I was like, reincarnation, that's so scary, that's so freaky, no, don't tell me about that. And of course years later I'm like, yeah man, reincarnation, that's part of that's just it's a common knowledge, that's so common right now, so just think about that in your own life. Where have you been in that kind of context where you're just like, oh, that information, I just can't handle that just does not gel with me, I just don't get it. And then and sometimes nowadays the enlightenment's coming quicker, so maybe it'll happen in weeks instead of years, or months or whatever, and a few months later suddenly the portals are opening up, and you realize, oh yes, what I learned, what I listened to before that I was kind of resisting, that I didn't want to believe in, that I was not sure of, is now starting to really infiltrate my life, filter into my life, and I'm starting to really resonate with that concept way more than I thought I would. So yeah, that happens. It happens, y'all. And then the reverse happens too. Like sometimes you get a little disillusioned by something. I mean, life is a learning process. If you get disillusioned by something, just take it for what it is, and maybe just need a little distance from it and decide for yourself after some distance if it's something that you can still believe in, or if it's just something that you no longer resonate with. The weird thing for me is, like, how do people like Doreen Virtue go from being spiritualists to going back to that cultish kind of religious stuff? I don't know. Seems weird to me, but I totally believe in reincarnation, and I believe this is my last life on Earth. At least I hope so. I think we often do feel that way. It's like, because sometimes it's hard to imagine what what the Earth's gonna look like, you know, in 200 years from now. Like, and do I want to be here? Or when, do I want to be on this Earth? Who knows? So, but I had an interesting experience where it's like, it was called Mass Dreams of the Future, future hypnosis. So I I feel like there are going to be more lifetimes. I think. I don't know. We don't know. And then, yeah, and rare, and it got, I know, right? It got so confusing. Maybe it was just a big hoax to, but no, but really, like anything that read about her afterwards and about the her decks, she's like, no, they're evil, don't touch them, nope, I recommend nobody buying my stuff anymore. And she was like mad at people who cloned her stuff and mad at people who were selling them for a lot of money, and I don't know. I'd like to come back as a cat too, that sounds fun. Okay, so what did I do with, okay, so Cheryl, we're gonna do special for you. Would you like some of these lovely... Did she? I don't remember her creating. I know her partner, Radley Valentine, like anything that he collaborated with her on, they're his decks. And if he's been making more, but and he's super nice. Like, how, that's the other thing. Like, I've watched his weekly messages. He's so sweet, so creative, and so humble. And like, how can you work with somebody so amazing like Radley Valentine and then turn away from all of that? I don't know. It's very confusing. Maybe it's her husband. Maybe family. Okay, Cheryl. I'm in a trance. I'm in a trance. Okay. Here you go. What's going on for Cheryl for springtime? Oh, this slid out. Oh, are you gonna be scared about something? Okay, so something might scare you. Something, someone, some moment. But here's what you do. I bravely face all obstacles. Maybe things just get a little bit overwhelming and you're like, I don't know if I can do this. Okay. It's just a little bit of, yeah, that like, that feeling you get right before you leap. Oh, it's a little more than being anxious though. It's okay. You can be okay. It's okay. I love these cards because they have the positive affirmation. They turn it around so you know what to do to make it better. You also have deja vu. So you're going to be in a situation that reminds you of something that from the past, and it may be scary, like, okay, I've been here before. I am not gonna go down this road again. I'm not gonna make the same mistakes. So maybe you just have fear of making the same mistakes. So you too are going to have self-awareness. You're going to have presence. You're going to be in the moment, and you have presence, and you're going to stop. It's almost like everything is like in the Matrix, everything slows down. It's like you see everything fly across in slow motion, and it's like this gift that the universe gives you in order to change your course, to change your destiny, to do something different than what you've been doing, repeating the same old cycles. Let's see what else. Change is scary. It is true. Oh, oh, nice. You've got Paris. You have surprised, revel in this moment. So there's like, you had this kind of feeling like, oh no, I've been here before. Is this gonna turn out the way it always does? Or is something gonna be better? Is it gonna be something good gonna happen? And something does happen good. It surprises you so much how good it is. You're like, ah, like the angels are singing, like. So really enjoy that feeling, whatever it is, because something really, the good is coming. I feel like you could possibly even travel or connect with people in Europe, France. No more obstacles for you. Don't you worry. And I feel like this obstacle is only your fear of outcomes. Okay, it's not an actual obstacle. It's just your fear gets in the way. So, and you are going to step past that, and you're going to realize, no, don't have to be afraid of myself, my own shadow. I don't have to worry. I don't have to be afraid of outcome. I'm going to face this. And then you're surprised, and it turns out nicely. And you're like, whoa, okay, that was so much easier. And not even just easier, it's like, ha ha, yes. And what else? What do we got? Blissful! This is the card that I made. Well, I didn't make it. V Love and Crystals made this beautiful deck, and this one had a blank space, and you can write any word you want. And I don't know if you guys watched this, but as I was doing the flip through, I was doing it one-handed because I was holding Pumpkin in my other hand, and as I was holding her, she's just like licking me the whole time I'm doing the flip through. And I'm like, you know what's blissful? Is a lick from a kitty cat. So this is also savor the moment, and this is also like savor the moment. You're gonna have a beautiful moment. I didn't, and I tried not to repeat words here, but I ended up accidentally repeating one that was already in there. So surprised, blissful, and it's like a serendipitous moment, an event of some sort coming out. Right, let's turn to the tarot to see like what is all this about? What is the hubbub? What is the hubbub? Okay. Time to leave. Hey, Laura. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. You are a Fool of Faither now. That means you get Oracle readings. So don't forget to email me to get those to get your Oracle readings every month. And our list is closed, but I could squeeze in a pendulum reading if you need one, like a yes/no pendulum reading. So just keep that in mind. You get a free pendulum reading. Okay, look what you got. All right. Look at this. Everybody's getting, these cards keep flipping out. So you have the Ace of Wands, enthusiasm, excitement. This is being brave. This is you tapping into some fire energy that you just didn't know you had and going for it. And like, I feel like something about, you know, how Melanie, her pops of positivity and her attitude and her style and her energy and all of that card just makes me think of Melanie. And something about, I think something about what she says or some kind of reading that you listen to or something is going to like make you so motivated or plant an idea in your head or something about that. So I feel like this, for some reason, this taps into Melanie for me. That fire, that Sagittarius optimism, attitude, energy. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, you're going to tap into this. Six of Pentacles, so reciprocity. Don't be afraid that because you're going to get what you give, you know, in equal measures. It's going to be balanced. You're not going to be, you know, I know that you worry sometimes like, oh God, I'm an overgiver and here I go again. No, this is going to be an energy, both financial and romantic, that's going to be reciprocated in an equal measure. And you're going to feel really good. You're going to feel really good. Ooh, so... You know, Four of Wands represents a lot of things. It represents blissful moments. It represents joy. It represents a celebration. It represents a firm foundation too. Similar to the Ten of Pentacles, it represents like a home and stability and the ability to grow from there, from that beautiful structure. It represents marriages and future like festivities. It represents parties and something to celebrate. So something good coming up that you're about to celebrate. I feel like it could be just a serendipitous event. And finally, of course, it represents twin flames. It may or may not be a twin flame, but it could be definitely somebody that you have an instant kind of connection or attraction with. And yeah, visions of sugar plums dance through your head. You know how that is when you meet someone, you're like, and suddenly you're marrying them already when you look at them. Well, it actually happened to me. My ex-husband, and I mean, it wasn't wrong, even though he's my ex. When we met, he's like, I see our children in your eyes. I'm like, oh, go away, no. I thought that was a little bit a lot to say in the moment, but he wasn't wrong. We had children together. I'm gonna add one more thing. I'm gonna add some Secret Garden. What's a little... Oh, you got weed at the bottom. I like some weed, please. Oh, look at you. See, generosity. You are generous. And I know, like, Sow the seeds of kindness. This is so easy for you. It's so natural for you, and you want to be able to be generous and kind and giving. You just don't want to be taken advantage of. And so I feel like you're going to be in a moment, more moments like this where you feel like you can be generous and, you know, from the heart without expecting anything in return, but getting something in return. And that's so great. I love that. What's scary? That was just at the bottom. The weed one was at the bottom of the deck. I'm sorry, did you? I didn't even read it because I didn't think it was important. Yeah, don't tolerate less than you deserve. That's not scary. You have a sense of self-worth that's different now than it was before. What's scary? It's scarily awesome. I'm starting to get some ideas looking at my background. So I could turn my bookshelf into kind of a tree house of a sort. And like with the lights the way I have them, but I can do more of that with branches, and I could see like really do it up in this room like that if I wanted to, but I was trying to have a theme of a travel theme in this room. But I think I need to focus on one theme. I think I'm gonna have to focus on the whole enchanted theme and fairies and lights and things like that. Right? I should do it like that. And maybe put the travel theme to the side unless it's relates somehow to enchanted forest. Oh, you love that idea? Good. I'm glad you liked that idea. So I have all these like little fairy decorations that I'm not displaying in the best way I can. And I really could make a cute little like treehouse thing for them. You're welcome, Cheryl. I hope you like that. It seemed really good to me. Okay, Luz, you want the special? I kind of came up, I don't know, like today. Okay, special. So there's been this homeless guy that's been hanging out at the dollar store. Like I've only seen him. This is the third time, or maybe the fourth time, but there was one time right before the freeze. I was like, oh dang, we're about to have a freeze. I hope he finds a warm place. And that was the last time I saw him. And then I saw him today. I was like, phew, he made it. And he just he reminds me of my TF actually. The way he looks a little bit like him, but yeah, like maybe like younger version. with hair, lots of hair. And I know when people sometimes go through those times in their life, like where there's no place to turn or whatever, and so they do what they got to do. And I just felt like helping him, but it was almost like weird today because in the past he had been almost sad, like really focused on his artwork or whatever. Today he seemed to be in good spirits and up and about, and then he was like talking to me and and talking about being all is actually kind of flirting with me, which was weird. That was kind of weird. And I was like, oh no, no, don't flirt with me. Anyway, but yeah, it's like a new, it's kind of like where it's a place now I'm aware of, right? Um, where my mind goes, where is this headed? Like so what are these words you're saying to me? What are you trying to do with your words? Now I'm analyzing it so much more than I ever did before because I've been so many times in this position. And like, I'm not going there. And it's like, I guess it's a self-worth thing maybe, but sometimes I think about it, it's like, the popular girls, the pretty girls, the fancy girls or whatever, how do they get through it? Like they must have so many people ask them out or flirt with them or come on to them and stuff, like they must have some kind of routine or ritual way to shoot a person down, and I've never been that girl, so it's like I had it's I've always been like the kind person, like in those moments where you're like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and this is so nice of them to talk to me this way. But you don't have to play into every single scenario, right? Like you can learn to put up your boundary or whatever. So it's just kind of a new thing for me. But I had that kind of moment today. It was like everything sort of froze and went matrix on me. Like, what are you gonna do now? What's your next move? Like, I'm going to get in the car and drive away. Anyway, you want to book a vacation in a treehouse and invite me with you, and we can like sit in a treehouse and do tarot readings for each other all night long and drink. No, you don't drink. I don't drink either. We can drink. I don't know, punch, lemonade, tea. Laura, exactly. I know what you mean. You can be kind and set boundaries, right? Yeah, yeah. I don't have to be a mean girl, but at the same time, um, yeah, it's like, I also have to say no. I have to say goodbye. And I also don't like to lie. It's like, it'd be easy to get out of the situation quickly by lying and say, I'm married, bye-bye, but I don't lie either. Like, that's not my inclination. So, anyway, let's get to it. Let's get to it, Luce. What's Luce's spring gonna be like? You can't get sucked in. It's such a hard place for us feelers. Right. Okay, go to the bathroom, guacamole. Go to your treehouse. Okay, Luce, what's up? Ooh, what a pretty picture for the word overloaded. So overloaded. I can only take on what I can handle. So it's kind of like 10 of Wands. You know, it's like, don't forget to delegate when you need to. Don't give yourself too much to do. If you give yourself a lot to do, take it in increments, you know, pat yourself on the back when you've achieved, you know, stages, and just keep, you know, push forward and stuff. But um it's interesting. Mamina told a really interesting story about her mom and the way she was just such a giver and helped the community and everything. Those kinds of things are awesome, but at the same time, you got to do it. You got to. It's like these are your choices, right? They're your choices to do this. And you may not get the feedback that you want out of the effort that you put into stuff. So just remember, you don't have to keep pushing and doing so much all the time, or every second. Fill every moment with some activity or some activism or some, you know, some do good deed. That's beautiful and wonderful and amazing, but um you got to put your own self first sometimes too, and give yourself rest time and relaxation and just plain, you know, I don't know, just that kind of energy, the chill energy too. Nobody will look down on you for giving yourself a you time, you know. You also have curious. I follow my intuition. So that's good. So, here we go with presence again. So your presence moment is going to be when you get caught up in doing so much, you know, and then you realize, yes, why do I do that? That's your curious moment. Your curious moment is the moment of presence. And you're like, what is so important about doing all of this? Why is this so important to me? Why do I do it? Why do I need to do it all in one day or all in one, you know? It's like with me in this channel, you know, I've set myself certain criteria, like I got to do this, you know, like I used to try to get a video in a pick a card once a day. Well, I don't really have time for that anymore, and I'm not going to be mad at myself for not having time. But, or I try to do a TikTok every morning or whatever. Like I have sort of goals and things, but after all, it is my channel and it is my, you know, it's my life, and I can set goals and I can do as much as I want to do or as little as I want to do. I can take days off that I need to. I can adjust, and, you know, according to my energy levels. And by the way, last week, I missed you guys, but last week I went out to eat with my friends, Summer, and we ended up talking and giving ourselves each other readings all night long. And then we were like, I'm looking down, I was like, oh dang, it's 8 o'clock. I'm missing my live. And Summer's like, oh no. And then 2 hours later, I'm like, okay, it's 10 o'clock. Oh well. Yeah, so time flies when you're having fun, and that's okay. You know, it's okay. It's all good. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up if you're not doing something ultra productive every second of the day or something that's activism, like something a good deed, you know, like you can have times where you're just doing stuff for yourself and not for other people. Yeah, see, this is nice. So guacamole. Oh, it's so hard to put myself first. Being a Pisces, yes. I worry about everyone and I want to make sure it is okay before me. That happens. Yes, 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 yes. But you're now inspired to breathe life into new ideas. You know good to everybody else if you're, you know, ragged, and so the moral of Mamina's story about her mom is her mom's built up the, you know, the pressures of her expectations for herself, the community, and everything, and she got into some kind of argument with somebody and it blew everything up. Somebody who was jealous of her because I guess they wanted to be like her, you know, like, well, you can be, just do stuff, be active, you know, whatever. It's like, I don't know. I don't know why people like want to take somebody else down for being the thing that they want. How about you just achieve goals yours on your own? Anyway, but yeah, so there was all that. There was this build up, and there was like the this person putting her mom down, and it caused her to have a heart attack, like all of this pressure. And so like that's the point right there, Luce. It's like, so you know, if you have a heart attack, then are you going to be good for everybody else? No, because you're not going to be around, or you're going to be in the hospital, you're going to be sick. So that to me is the bottom line. Like, don't push yourself to where you make yourself sick, because that really doesn't help your family. And I went through that myself. Like, I'm a mom, 3 kids. I I was like really like pushing myself too much, feeling the pressure, and I couldn't take it anymore. And I mean, there's a lot of circumstantial stuff that went with it, but I had to separate from my husband, and I eventually got a divorce. But in the divorce, there was also guilt and feeling like there's things that I needed to do. But one of the things I needed to do was just be by myself and be loved, you know? And I went through a beautiful period of where I was really like lucky in love, like I was really loved. And that was like healing for me. And it was necessary. It was a part of what I needed to have in order to be good for my kids. Because if I didn't have that in my life, then I wouldn't have been a good mother. Even though I know, like, sometimes that time in my life is not viewed that way, but I had to do what I had to do for myself, you know? So, anyway, so you're inspired. You're inspired to find ways to take care of yourself. Okay. Ooh, see, optimistic. Better days are ahead. So nice. All right, let's see what. Okay, so yeah, let's get a little bit of a secret guardian message. I also want you to see how pretty these look together. Look at this. Aww, so pretty. I love flowers. Flowers are so pretty. It's like I could have a gazillion decks of just pure flowers. Maybe I'll just make flower fairies. That's a good idea. The crystal unicorn is unicorns like in the Rider-Waite style with a crystal. I was thinking, what can my fairy be? I could do fairy, romantic fairy, you know, like a romantic scene. Like, but that's maybe. But then I was like, just now I'm thinking, oh, I could do flower fairy, the flower fairy tarot, flower fairies, and every fairy has a flower that goes with it. Is there 78 flowers out there? I don't know. Don't know. Well, with the crystal unicorn tarot, she gives a crystal for every major arcana, and then I think for all the court cards, but I think not every single card. Hundreds, there you go. Well, like an enchanted bouquet. Well, I'm working on my Lenormand, but after that I'm going to definitely do a tarot, a fairy tarot. Beginnings. Don't be afraid to start small. That's for you, Luce. Let's see what else. And bloom. You too got bloom. And bloom and attract more butterflies. And see, yeah, like I have the fairy tree of life, and out of the tree of life come like these little flowers. So yeah. My friend just got some finger tattoos. I'm like, I want finger tattoos. That's cool. That's really cool. But every time I mention finger tattoos to a tattoo place, they're like, finger tattoos, they won't last, or they won't take, or they're so hard, blah blah blah. Maybe they just don't know what they're doing. Maybe they just don't know. Let's see. Shall we add? I'm gonna add one more card to see what else. Okay, you got the Eight of Pentacles. So Luce, you are hard at work. Just keep doing what you're doing. And then when you look up, you'll be like, whoa, look at how much I've accomplished. Or, hey, you, you've been watching me this whole time. They're like, yeah, just checking you out, seeing how you do what you do. Yeah, so that'll be nice. That'll be nice for you. Or definitely delegate if you need to delegate. All right, Guacamole, you're next. What is your question? Oh, you know what? Before we do Guacamole, let's do Laura. Let's do your pendulum question. If Laura's still here. You're welcome, Luce. Should I stay in LA? That's a good question. And you know what I recommend? Astrocartography, which is this big astrological way of knowing what's the best place to live. And I guess Google it, but there is this one particular person that did astrocartography for me, but that was like 30 years ago, so I don't know if they still do it or not. Okay. Should Laura stay in LA? Clockwise, yes. Counterclockwise, no. And then anything in between, we'll see. Should Laura stay in LA? Maybe. It keeps wanting to do a little no dance. It's making like an M. Okay, a little bit to the no. It's no. Maybe no. Maybe not. So the answer is maybe not. Maybe not. I've never done that before. It's a very definite maybe and then a little dabble into the no. So maybe not. That's what it's saying. Not going to the yes side at all. Yeah. It's ironic because in my astrocartography, I wanted to move to LA, and I looked up That's why I did astrocartography, because I wanted to see if LA would be good for me. And it actually is my Venus zone. So it would be a place where I would find love and all that, and harmony and beauty and all of that. Yeah, so maybe it's your Saturn zone where you've been having to do a lot of hard work, a lot of karmic challenges, whatever. You don't know. Yeah. Well, I like Houston. Houston's a city. Now, Houston is my moon zone, which has to do with family and needy people and people depending on me. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That I don't mind. Out of all the zones that I could choose in the United States, the moon zone might be. I wanted to try, like I don't really want to go west, but the going west would be more of the Venus zone and love, and that would be so nice. Going east is my Saturn and hard work. I think there's one little spot that's Jupiter, and that's like New Orleans, or like right there at the casinos. So I'm like, I don't know. I was like really like looking hard at my map. I was like, what would be the best place for me to live right now if I was gonna move? And it seemed like where was that? Someplace in Mississippi or not Louisiana. I don't know. There's one line that seemed like really good choices. You've been struggling about moving back? Oh, you're from Texas? Well, you want me to ask, should you move back to Texas? Do you want to come back to Texas? I like Texas. I mean, I don't like the mentality so much, or, the politics, but there is a big range of politics, especially in Houston. It's a little bit, there's quite a lot of open-minded people in Houston, but there is still pockets there. I don't know. Anyway, okay. So, should Laura move back to Texas? It's saying maybe, yes, maybe. Back to Texas. That's funny because I was thinking, does it want me to check the cards? I think it's a complicated subject matter. If you move back to Texas, it's saying maybe, but let me just. I'm gonna pull one card. Let's see what the. Okay. Okay. Empress. Feeling good about yourself in a general sense, but then you go into lack mentality, or maybe you worry about finances. But you have the Nine of Cups, so you might find love. You might find love if you move back to Texas. And there's hope and optimism. Okay. Oh, in Dallas, huh? It's a tough thing what I do for work. I was invited to go to Dallas at the end of the month with Summer. She wants to go to a horror convention. Oh, you're a photographer. That's cool. And but I'm actually going to sing with my German group in San Antonio at the end of the month. So Sadly, I cannot go with her. Oh. The artist's life. Yeah, it's kind of like the nomad. I lived in New York City and San Francisco. San Francisco is best for work, but not for love. In your Venus zone, guacamole. Super competitive. So, sorry, I'm zoning out again. So, Guaki, do you want to do your reading? Okay, special. Yes, definitely. Astrocartography will totally help. Okay. What's coming up for Guaki and Sung in the spring? You are relieved, calm, and relaxed. And ambitious. I climb as high as I can. Good night, Cheryl. Have a wonderful night. Oh my gosh. Ooh, passionate. Are these cherries? Oh yeah, they're cherries. Look, it's me. It's the me card. I'm a passionate cherry. Passionate. I love with every beat of my heart. This is me. I love with every beat of my heart. I'm a passionate cherry. And you have cherry blossoms. You have a lot of cherry going on in your life. I wonder what that means. Are these cherry blossoms too? No, they're not. They're pink flowers. Ooh, look at how juicy and pink it is. So far, you're so pink. You're so cute and pink and juicy and pink. And feeling pressured. Why are you pressured? I remove all emotional blocks. This is your own doing or undoing. Like there's something that you're doing to yourself. Something that you're giving yourself some kind of time limit or time frame, or giving yourself limitations that put pressure on you, like a pressure to achieve, pressure. Okay, so if you get, okay, let's just say for instance, that reading that I gave you that seemed like everything was going to happen like now or in the next month or whatever. Don't get too discouraged if it doesn't happen exactly the way that particular spread was laid out, because time is that way. It's like quantum physics. Like anything anybody does out there, anybody related to you and anybody related to Sung, and any of their decisions and any of those decisions all are in sort of this matrix of how things turn out, right? Or how things are laid out. And they, there is a general like path, right? There's so destiny and being together is like this certain path. And when everything clicks and falls into place, it's like that, boop, and you made it, But, it's like things can happen. So just saying, just take a deep breath. Don't let yourself go to that negative place if you don't see all boom, boom, boom signs perfectly lined up. But keep encouraging yourself when you do see the 222s and synchronicities and stuff. Okay. But you see, you have forgiving. I leave the past behind and move forward. So if there's somebody you have to forgive, there's something something from the past that you haven't really totally let go of, or there's something that's maybe somebody else has to I don't know, forgiveness. Forgiveness is just a good way of wiping the slate clean. But there you go. Once you clear, I think it was just a slight little wave or pressure. Forgive yourself. I think forgive yourself for these blocks that you put up for yourself sometimes. And once you do, you're like full steam ahead. You're powerful. It's like, try to stop me. I'm like a locomotive. I'm full steam ahead. Or maybe he is too, And yearning. Y'all are still there, like really trying to connect. But you're going to fulfill it because the yearning turns into fulfillment. Yes, very nice. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. Yeah. I know. Seeing that homeless guy really made me miss mine too. This made me want so bad for that homeless guy to be him, but not that I wanted him to be homeless. Like, if only I could like swap their bodies or swap them in this moment. I don't know, like swap them out. No, it's okay. Okay. It was nice. Yeah. Like, even if it's it's one of those yearning moments. It's also kind of sweet, even though it's bittersweet. At least it's a little bit sweet. It's like, maybe you wanted the milk chocolate, but all you have is bittersweet chocolate, but it still tastes good. Still tastes good, and it's sweet, and oh, look at that, honey! Whoa, what? Guess what 2 cards came out? Just the 2 best cards of connection and union and being together. So if you don't like the Lover's card, then you probably like the 2 of Cups. A lot of people say that, like a lot of tarot readers, they're like, we don't really like the Lover's card. The Lover's card is not about love. It's about choices and decisions, and this is not really a love card, which I don't agree with. This is really the love card because it's about partnerships and of all kinds, whether it's, and then they go off into it's friendships, it's business relationships. I'm like, girl, 2 of Cups is about love, and Lovers is about love. Come on, please. They're both about love. No, but in my deck, the Lovers card is not about choices. It's about union. Heart, mind, body, soul. The 2 of Cups is not about friendship. It's about true partnership and true connection. It's like this eye to eye. The bigger difference to me is like a Lover's card can be a little bit more ethereal. Like, even though it can also represent physical, romantic, sexual love, like having all of it, it can also be the ethereal connection, like the 5D. But to me, 2 of Cups represents the eye to eye, being together in the same place and looking at each other connection. And it feels very soulmate, feels very soulmate. Whereas the Lovers can be soulmate and twin flames, like that really kind of the elusive feeling occasionally, although it also can represent the all feeling, the all thing. But anyway, that's, to me, is a good enough sign that you have both levels. So let's go. Where are we going to go from here? How are we going to get to this, How are you going to get to your union? How are you going to get to your eye to eye even more? I want to know this even more. Somebody is going to drive their car and come pick you up. They're like, you're going to be abducted, and Sung is going to just fly his plane, drive his car down your street, jump into your window, grab you, and throw you into his car. Something like that. But, yeah. This is like, this is the Chariot. So the Chariot is success and achievement and victory and getting what you want. And also Chariot represents transportation and travel of all sorts, transports. So I often see cars and planes and vehicles when it comes to the Chariot. And sometimes even wheelchairs and things like that. But because the artwork here is Hades and Persephone, it has just a little edge of erotic. Just a little edge of the erotic to it. I don't know what part of that you missed. But it represents that that you also might be traveling to an exciting, attraction, seductive area. Yes, but so travel. It's also this kind of like possessiveness, almost. It feels like you're mine. And even though she acts like she's struggling, she really agrees to, yeah. No, so to be honest, the story, the Chariot really doesn't have anything to do with the story of Hades and Persephone, but the story of Hades and Persephone was that she agrees to be with Hades. It's some kind of contract. So 6 months with him, 6 months with her mother. So it's kind of interesting. So actually, this could be something having to do with you, like when you guys get together, there could be this just chance of long distance traveling back and forth, where there'll be, you might some of the time with him in one place and some of the time in another place, like that, this kind of agreement. There could be that. That's interesting. I don't know why that I picked up on that this time, because I don't always analyze the chariot that way. But yeah, so interesting travel plans ahead for you guys. Yeah, please. It is a tea of journey, isn't it? It's a little Beauty and the Beast. Oh my gosh, you got like every perfect card. You got the ten of cups. This part Song is gonna be super like chivalrous with you. I like I like this one in particular because he's like moving the branches out of the way so she can walk by. It's like catering to your every whim. It's so therefore you have an all-encompassing contentment. You're so content because he's so focused on your happiness and doing these little gestures to make you feel good. That's a lot of damn love right there. That's a big love. Okay. Okay, so here's the caveats. It's not a bad one. But you have the Seven of Pentacles. You pick the right one. It's about timing. So don't be over focused on the timing. Just know this will happen. This is your destiny. This is going to manifest. It is coming to you. It is yours. It belongs to you. This is in the realms out there. It will turn tangible so much sooner than you realize. It'll turn into a flower you can pick, right? But there are ways that you can push it away, like this. It's like, or get too needy, greedy, desiring of it before the peach has fully ripened. So you're sitting there looking at the peach like, when is that peach going to be ready? Instead about milling about doing your thing, and then you're like, oh my God, look at the peach. It's ready. What if I just hold my hand like this? Will it fall from the tree? And maybe it doesn't do anything. And you look at it and it looked ready. Or this scenario could be different, and you're milling about doing your thing, and then you're like, oh my God, there's the peach. Is it ready? And you put your hands out, and it falls in your hand, and you take it, you bite it, and it's juicy. So I'm saying it's like there's so many ways this could play out, So don't get overly focused on the how. Just surrender the how. I know I'm about to do you a whole marriage video. How's this going to happen? I know that's going to happen. And just take that and store it away like a little treasure. Put it on the shelf and don't think about it anymore. It's like you can write down the list of all the qualities of the person that you desire most, and then put it away. And then maybe a year later you can look, you like, oh, this is what happened to me. I was like, oh, I forgot even I wrote that. And my person manifested. My twin flame manifested. I wrote my twin flame's exact description on a piece of paper after I broken up with my boyfriend. And I just put it away and I ignored it, and I didn't even know it, or didn't remember that I had done it. And then it popped up, and I'm like, oh my God, these are pretty much all the qualities he possesses. Wow. And the first one changed after a year after I met him. That first quality changed, and then suddenly Not that he stopped being my twin flame, but there was a shift. There happened a shift. So maybe the first quality will change back, but who knows? Who knows? Anyway, it was an important one because it was. I actually also listed him as deal breaker. Like I put star next to ones that were deal breakers or ones that weren't as important, like looks. Tall, dark, handsome. But he turned out to be all of those things. And yeah, and then the deal breakers, well, turns out that one was the one that changed. Like, great. So now what do I do with this energy? But I'm still like, the qualifications of my perfect person still are there. Like, and that number one thing on the list is still there. And that's still what I want the universe to give me. And if it's with my twin flame, then so be it. If it's not, then so be it. So be it. So I recommend that for people out there. Instead of saying who particularly you want to be with, write the qualities of all of the things that you want of a person and see how that manifests. Or you can, even magnetize yourself, has subliminals out there where you can actually focus on the person you want and desire and manifest them into your life. I feel a little weird about doing stuff like that because I feel like love is a two-way street and I don't want to have control over anybody. It's almost like, to me, it's almost like a spell when you do something like that, a love spell. And love spells always backfire. So I try to stay away from that kind of thing where I'm trying to put control over somebody else's decisions. I want complete freedom, like, of them to do whatever they choose. And so that's why maybe this is what's getting me in trouble. I don't know, but I'm having this really loose, free energy. Like, whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens, happens. And whatever the universe brings to me. There is a particular person that I love, and there is a particular person that I believe to be my soulmate, my twin flame. But I'm keeping this open mind, like whatever universe wants to bring to me, I am going to receive that, that energy. And so far, the universe has protected me from any toxic energy and people that I don't belong with. I've only been around good, loving souls, female friends mostly, and my children and my family. And yeah. So I've been happy being single, and I think that's the way it's supposed to be for now. And yeah. Hey, giggles! Yes, I reunited, and Cher was right on her reading. We saw each other again. You did! Yay! Reunited, and it feels so good. So how do you feel about being secretive? Are you getting past that? Are you being okay with that? Because take it from me, it might be something you just have to deal with, not for a very long time, but you probably should hang on to just being like low key. I think you'll be fine with that. I think you can handle that, right? Because you're getting what you want. Sometimes you have to make little sacrifices for the bigger picture. Oh my gosh, yeah, fame. And that might come with it, right? Rocky, the fame part might come with it. I know, honey. I know, and I always believe that one of the things about love is being able to shout. It's in the Corinthians, as love shouts from the mountaintops, I love you, and that's how I feel. Like, love shouldn't be embarrassed or shy. Love should be able to be shouted from the mountaintops. But Well, there you go. I mean, that can shift too. I think that can shift. At the same time, love does not brag or boast either. So you have to know what your motivation is. If you just feel this joyous feeling and you want to shout it out, that's one thing. But if you're if the feeling if you just like, oh, look at my trophy boy, whatever, my trophy girl, if it's a pride thing, then acknowledge that a little aspect of yourself. Because I honestly would be proud to have a person like that in by my side, and maybe it would make me look a little less, little more legitimate. So I don't know if I had a partner, but who cares about appearances? I'm a single, strong woman, and I think I look fine just the way I am. But I know, I think a lot of people match up and partner up sometimes for the wrong reasons, for that appearance of it's sort of a pride thing. So just keep that in mind. Don't let that be the reason why you want to tell people about your relationship. Because, yeah, you're proud. You think he's awesome and you love him and he makes you feel wonderful ways. But it's okay. You can keep that to yourself because it's a place that hits you in the heart chakra, and it's nobody else's business what's happening in your heart chakra, really. If you want to try to think of it that way, you know? Yeah. Oh, and it's funny because your guy is a Pisces. I had a Pisces boyfriend, and here's a good example. Like in Facebook back in the day, but Facebook, you have your status: married, boyfriend, single. I mean, like to turn my status from single to partner was like hallelujah. It's like I felt so proud and so fancy and so like, hey, look at me, everybody. I'm connected with somebody. Look at me, It was like, yeah, it was kind of a pride thing. And he didn't like that at all. Like, he wanted to keep his status single. I'm like, why? We're together. Why you want to keep it single? He's like, I don't know. I don't like that. And I don't know what it was. It wasn't that he was embarrassed about me. It was just changing status seemed like a silly thing in a general sense to him, like the whole changing of the status or the whole talking about the status and who you are and who you're with and all of that just seemed like a frivolous thing to him to talk about. But for me it was like it felt like a pride thing, like an honor, like I liked it. And yeah, but I can see his point of view now. Now, in retrospect, I definitely can see his point of view. Like to me, all of the social media stuff is kind of like that. And like, I know I work in social media and and my livelihood has a lot to do with it, but my social life has been is different now. And so on my social media actually doesn't really reflect my social life very much anymore. Every once in a while I'll post pictures of things I'm doing with my family, but i'm not actually I'm not actually invested on how people perceive my social life, how people see me, like from the things that I'm eating and wearing and doing, But I do like, I don't want to be a hypocrite because I do like, will post selfies and I will post like smule pictures and things like that. But, you know, for the most part, and on TikTok, I like to try out filters because it's fun. For me, it's like another, like a game, a fun game. But also, I'm using it for work purposes or to help people, to help motivate people and uplift people and give them something positive to focus on when you are manifesting things. That's one thing I like about TikTok is people will write I claim. That's like beautiful. Like they're really doing the law of attraction right there. I'm saying you're gonna see this, you're gonna have this happen to you. This amazing thing happened to you, and they say I claim. That's like bingo. It's like they're drawing it in. I like that kind of energy. It's a good vibe. Anyway, and so I think it's more that my family doesn't think he loves or likes me very much because he doesn't want to commit or go with me to family events. My family's very traditional. Yeah, and they measure love with by the traditional standards. And you measure your love with soto from your heart. And they don't know what that feels like because they're not you. You know, they're just seeing things in an outward appearances kind of way. It is important, and I know how it is important what our families think of us. That's just like always going to be there from when we're little kids. We've always wanted our parents' approval. It's huge, you know, but you have to come to kind of an understanding that other people's approval are not, that's not important anymore. How much you love yourself is what matters most. And you're not doing this for approval. You're not doing anything for other people's approval. This is your life. You're doing this for your own personal fulfillment. You know, so that's what the twin flame journey is, a huge teacher. Okay, you're going to learn so much about yourself, and it's a journey of self-love, and all of the old paradigms are going to come crumbling down, and you're going to learn so much more about the real world than you ever thought before. It's not going to be all this like the dressings and the fake stuff and the following the clone life. Must do it this way. This is the way we do life. No. Your parents even know that deep in their hearts, doing it that way just because everyone else has done it that way is kind of a silly reason. Deep down inside, they know. They're way more enlightened than you may even realize. But bigger picture, they don't want you to be hurt. That's all. So just know they might come around more, you know, before eventually they probably will come around because twin flames are our mirrored soul, and if they love you, then they'll see why you love him eventually. You'll figure this out. Alright, you guys. Well, I'm gonna get going now. I'm gonna go chill out. And relax. That's good that you don't care about being center of attention. You're welcome. Go find me my treehouse, guacamole. And then send me an airplane ticket. Which one? Which reading? Yeah, and use it for I should rewatch some of mine too. Use it for manifesting. Yeah. But also remember to release. Oh, tonight's reading. Oh, okay. Crystal water. Rose quartz water. I'm full of love juice now. Okay, guys. Faith, trust, and pixie dust. Bye-bye.